This is the plaintiff, Catherine Zabella. She says she took her Siberian husky for a walk, and her dog was viciously attacked by the defendant's pit bull. The guy had to actually punch the dog in his private parts, so he'd let go of the death grip he had on her dog's nose. The irresponsible defendant owes her $160 in vet bills, and she intends to get just that from the judge today. This is the defendant, Tyrone Rouse. He says the plaintiff did not have control of her dog in the elevator of their building, and the dogs got into a tangle. The woman should have better command of her dog in a public place, and because she didn't, he owes nothing, because this is just a case of dogs being dogs. He's accused of being doggone irresponsible.
Catherine Zabella?
Yes.
You are suing Tyrone Rouse?
Yes.
Okay, for $160 in vet bills because his pit bull bit your what kind of dog?
Siberian husky.
Siberian husky at your building. Tell me how it happened.
I took my dog out for a walk in the morning because he had to use the bathroom. As I was leaving the elevator of my building to go out into the lobby, he was going inside the other elevator next to me with his pit bull. His pit bull latched onto my Siberian husky's nose and wouldn't let go. Tyrone then proceeded to pull his dog into the elevator by the leash, punching the dog in the head to let go of the dog, to let go of my husky. The pit bull refused to let go of my husky. It took about 2 minutes of punching for the pit bull to let go. I then took my dog outside to make him calm down because there was blood all over the elevator, blood all over the lobby. My dog was crying. It looked like a mess. I then took my dog upstairs and called the cops to let them know what had happened. They told me to go downstairs and wait for them. As I went back downstairs, Tyrone was standing in front of the building. He told me that he was sorry that he had a vicious dog. About a minute later, the cops came. So the cops went, they spoke to him. They came back to me and told me that they would file a police report and speak to public housing. Because we live in public housing, it is not a matter for the cops. They shouldn't have been called. We have to go speak to public housing. I had been waiting for my police report. It never came. I went back to the cops and they said, we have no record of a police report. I went to public housing.
Did you ever file a complaint with public housing?
I did. I filed a complaint because they said there was no record of the incident. And the cops
I don't care about records. Tell me what happened with the complaint.
But they said they're going to file it, and they haven't gotten back to me. Yeah.
All right. Now, while all this is going on, your dog is needing medical attention?
Yes.
Okay. So when did you take the dog to the vet?
I actually tried to hail a couple of cabs, and since he was bloody, they wouldn't take him.
Right.
I then had to walk an hour to the vet's office.
Oh, my goodness.
To take him to the vet. They looked at him,
How big is your dog? Were you able to walk the dog to the vet?
Yeah, I was able to walk. Okay. He was only 6 months at the time.
Oh, my goodness.
So I had to walk him. They looked at the puncture wound because it was about this big on his side of his mouth. It went through his
tooth went through.
Went all the way through. There was a scratch on his mouth and everything. I took him back home. I saw a neighbor that knows Tyrone.
Did they have to do stitches or no? They just cleaned out the wound and gave you medicine?
Yeah.
That's why it's so cheap.
Yeah.
As vet bills go, from what I see over here, that was pretty reasonable. So go on.
So a neighbor that knows him told me that it was okay to go speak to him. He gave me his name and gave me his apartment number. Tyrone. I went to his apartment to go speak to him, and I was intercepted by his girlfriend. His girlfriend told me that I was not allowed to speak to him. If I wanted to speak to him, I had to speak to her first. I explained to her the situation, and she started yelling. Then his aunt came out of the apartment and started yelling at me too, saying that it takes 2 dogs to fight. My dog wasn't trying to fight his dog. My dog, it's a Siberian husky. They don't fight.
What happened, Mr. Rouse? What happened?
What she just said is not really true at all. I was already in the elevator when her dog was coming. When she was coming out the elevator with her dog is on a leash that's about probably 7 feet long. Again, I put a muzzle on my dog when I leave the building, and when I come back in the building,
Why do you put a muzzle on your dog?
So he doesn't bite nobody.
Yeah, but obviously, listen, you know what small percentage of dog owners put a muzzle on their dog? That's because you've had an incident?
No, ma'am, it's not true. I put a muzzle on my dog to protect. So he
was a muzzle on your dog when this happened?
Yes, the dog. When I got in the elevator, I was already.
How did this happen then? If there was a muzzle on your dog?
So when a dog is walked with a muzzle, is that proof that the dog is vicious?
No, it's just a precautionary measure. No one should be punished for thinking safety first.
What do you think? I mean, if you put a muzzle on a dog?
I think it's proof that the dog is vicious and it has attacked another dog or human before.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going way in the back.
I think it means they could be vicious, like Hannibal Lecter, you know?
Like Hannibal Lecter. Yeah, or it's just a look, you know, going inside the courtroom.
I'm sorry, it wasn't a muzzle. I was already in the elevator on my way upstairs. She made it seem like I was coming in the building and she was exiting the building. That's not true.
Okay, but why's the muzzle off your dog? If you don't let your dog out without a muzzle, why's the muzzle off?
I was at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. I was the only one in the elevator on my way upstairs. I took the muzzle off my dog.
Oh, you took the muzzle off and then this happens?
No, ma'am.
Or maybe you should wait until you get into your apartment before you take the muzzle off, because this happened.
I agree. However, the elevator I was in the elevator to the left. She was in the elevator to the right. I'm pressing a button. My dog and myself is in the elevator. Her dog came out her elevator into my elevator.
How'd the dog know that there was a dog in another elevator shaft?
I don't know, man. The dog came into my elevator, and you didn't see her. All you saw was her dog in a long leash. When she walks her dog, she really has no control of it because she's small. Anyone in my neighborhood would tell you, I always have a muzzle on my dog, and I always...
Well, but you don't, because you take the muzzle off too soon. It's like people who take the leash off, you know, when they're getting home. Not when they're home, but when they're a block or two away or a house or two away. Well, we were almost home. Oh, who knew? You know, why? I was almost home, Judge. Like I'm an idiot for asking the question. For example, in your case, why did you take the muzzle off? It would have made a lot more sense to keep a dog that needs muzzling muzzled until the dog is in your apartment, right?
I agree.
Sure. Okay. So now, according to her, you're all kinds of nice and telling her, you know, I'm really sorry, but I got to get to work. I can't wait. You know, did you offer to pay for it?
Never said I was sorry to her.
You never said you were sorry?
No, ma'am.
Well, then you're a jerk, too, because you should say you're sorry. Because no matter what, your dog bit her dog. Okay, so you should be sorry about that occurring.
And also, Judge, again, I'm in the elevator, and you're right, I should not have took the muzzle off of him early. However, I'm on my way upstairs at 6:30 in the morning.
I know, that's how you say it happens. Did it happen the way he's saying or the way you're saying?
No.
Okay, so now I have a dispute about how it happens. And so I'm not exactly sure, because I wasn't there, whether her dog walked into your elevator from 2 elevators down, or whether you had a dog that needs muzzling that you took a muzzle off of, and then your dog did what it is the muzzle's supposed to prevent. That's precisely the point of the muzzling. Not every pit bull owner has a muzzle on their pit bull. If you got a muzzle on your pit bull, you've seen the writing on the wall before. That's, you know, what I know, because the people who own pit bulls don't feel pit bulls are vicious dogs. It's just the people who are standing next to you, people who own pit bulls, who feel that the pit bulls are dangerous. Pit bull owners love the dogs, and they feel everything's fine. And they think people like me who are afraid of pit bulls are prejudiced against pit bulls, some kind of like prejudice stereotyping. Meanwhile, 99% of the cases I have are pit bulls, you know? And this one needed a muzzle, and then you take the muzzle off early. And you're telling me she has a 7-foot leash, and she didn't have control over her dog, but you're the guy who's taking the muzzle off? Wow. Mr. Rouse, and the part that astounds me is it's not like it's a $3,000 vet bill. It's a $160 vet bill. You have a picture of your dog?
Yes, I
see
do.
the size of your dog.
This is him.
How did, no matter how it happened, whether it happened the way you're claiming it happened or the way she's claiming it happened, how did you get the dog to release finally?
I grabbed his genitals.
The dog's genitals?
Yeah.
How about, did that immediately get the dog to release or no?
Yes.
She says you were punching the dog.
Never punched my dog.
She's just making that part up?
She made a lot of stuff up, Your Honor.
But she's making up that you're punching the dog to try to help her? She's making up the part that makes...
Her dog came into my elevator. You never saw her, all you saw was her dog.
No, she didn't say you punched her dog. She was saying is that you were punching your own dog to try to get your dog to release her dog. Did that happen as well?
Yeah, and then I grabbed his genitals.
That's what she said.
Okay.
That didn't work, and then you squeezed the dog's genitals. Okay, let's go to squeezing the genitals first from now on. $160, verdict for the plaintiff.
Well, the defendant, Mr. Rouse, right here, what do you think of the outcome here?
It's not fair.
Why not?
Because it's a lie. She lied.
About what?
Everything. Everything. I was already in my elevator, and her dog came out her elevator into mine.
Right.
And I also tried to move my dog from...
You made some mistakes, too. Taking the muzzle off a little early.
And okay. Yes. Other than that, that's all I did wrong.
Still, you can't deny the damage was done to the dog, right?
It was.
So you never even said I'm sorry to your neighbor there?
I feel sorry for the dog.
Yeah, anything you want to say to her before you go? Like, it's your chance to...
No.
All right. Sure. All right. All right, so come on in here. You win your case. So how you feeling here?
I just wanted him to pay the vet bill. I really did want to take it to court. I didn't feel like it was necessary for $160, but he insisted, so I'm here today.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of his demeanor, the way he acted in the courtroom and here in the hallway, too?
Yeah, it's just, you know, I just needed a simple apology as well. He couldn't even apologize for his dog attacking my dog. My dog did nothing wrong. My dog is a husky. Huskies don't fight. They don't bite. They don't bark. So there'd be no reason for my husky to go after a pit bull.
If he had apologized, would we be here?
May probably still be here because he would have refused to pay the bill.
Okay, Harvey.
So here's the deal. If you have a dog in your neighborhood that's really vicious and the owner isn't taking responsibility, call your local Department of Animal Control. They can deal with the situation, and at worst case scenario, they can actually remove the dog from the neighborhood. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.